Okay, here we are again for another round of, well, whatever the hell I'm doing here today. Uh, so, I'm a big supporter of derringers, and I'm a big advocate for, uh, self-defense. Now, I came across a Bond Arms ad post on Facebook about their new barrel or whatever. Or it was something from Bond Arms, and these guys are on there going, "You're better off using 45 Colt or 9mm because 410 is junk and it won't. 410 does nothing." One guy even said, "I shot an armadillo from 3 feet away with both shots of my 410 buckshot, and the buckshot just bounced off of the armadillo and it walked away." And it's like this. It's bullshit. It is absolute bullshit. These guys, they don't know a damn thing, and I'm gonna just prove it here with a bunch of charts and actual ballistic data. Okay, so here in this scene here we have this is 45 ACP tests shot from 10 feet away through 4 layers of fabric. Now, for those that don't know or don't have the mental comprehension, self-defense is anything from body to body up to, I think 30 feet is the rough estimate, so 10 yards roughly. That is what is considered self-defense. These people are constantly saying, "Oh, well, if you're using 410, you're not going to hit your target because the spread pattern is going to be 20, 30 feet." And that's just not true. The Bond Arms or even the Tourist Judge, if you're using buckshot or the personal defense rounds, the PDX rounds, your spread from barrel to 22 feet is roughly 8 inches. Roughly. And, well, what is 8 inches? Ladies, 8 inches. That's 8 inches right there. That is center mass. That is the width of a head and then some. You're talking center mass. 8 inches. The misconception or the fallacy of 410 not being able to take down anything, even small game, well, then it wouldn't be allowed to, hunt deer. It wouldn't be allowed to hunt any of those things. See, these people are like, "Oh, well, you can't use 410 to kill anything except for birds." Well, yeah, if you're using birdshot, but if you're using self-defense rounds or hunting rounds, actual big game hunting rounds, like buckshot, then you have the ability. Now I'm gonna go through here. Let's see, not that one. We can get rid of that one. We can get rid of that one because I'm on it. Okay, so going from this is 45 ACP. Shot 10 feet away, 4 layers of fabric, and that is the actual bullet right there. That's how deep it went. This is an 18-inch block. This is an 18-inch block, and it stopped about 2 inches from the end. So we're talking, you know, 16 inches. 16 inches in the 5-shot, and that's 45 ACP. That's from an automatic. So 15, 16 inches. Here we have 9 millimeter. 9 millimeter through a carbine. This is through a rifle. Average penetration 17.2. This one 13.3. 10.1. That's 9 millimeter. That's 9 millimeter. So we're talking between 10 to 17 inches of penetration for 9 millimeter. This is the ballistic chart for 38 special. Now what we're going to focus on here is this end over here, the right end. So between a 2-inch barrel and say a 6-inch barrel, because the Taurus Judge and the Bond arms come with 2-inch all the way up to 6-inch barrels, so that's what we'll focus on. So muzzle energy is between what 250 to 380 foot-pounds. That's decent. Then we'll go through here. This is 45 Colt. We're talking these bottom ones here, 800, 750, 828, 1094. I mean, that's pretty decent. These are feet per second, so I mean you're looking for 675, 609, up to 1,000 or 1,200. That's pretty decent. Let's go to here we go. Yeah. Now this is 410. This is actual ballistic data for 410. Now it goes all the way down here to PDX1 BB. So we're talking impact velocity, feet per second, 710, 700, 730, 730, 770, 760. I mean, you're talking between, let's see, the lowest is 710, and it goes all the way up, or no, the lowest is 560, and that is for lead ball, and that's pretty damn good. And we've got 560 all the way up to 850. That is the same. This is the same feet per second as most 45 Colt. The same stuff that is fired through the Taurus Judge and the Bond arms. That's interesting. Now, what else is interesting about this? The penetration. PDX1 defense rounds and BB shot. That's what a lot of defense is. We're talking of basically 11 to 12 inches right here, because it goes 10.8 to 11.8 for the discs. So, and now keep in mind, from a 410, these PDX rounds, the disc is the same as a 32, and a 32 is the same as a 9 millimeter. So you're getting the same penetration as a 9 millimeter with the same speed of a 45. Interesting. Then we go up in here to 12 inches, 21 inches. Remington HTP 230 grain, 770 feet per second, depth 21.6 inches. That's pretty big. And that is FBI heavy clothing plus gel. And they tell you at the end they're testing with shots, 3 and 5. Let's see, the next one's 14.6, 17, 10 inches. The lead ball ammo is 9 to 10 ish. So I mean that you're talking 9 to 10 inches, and they say for self-defense on the ballistic gel you're looking for right around 12 to 18 inches. So yeah, the Hornady lead ball, it will still put somebody down, but it's not that big. Now up at the top here, personal defense number 4 birdshot. I wouldn't do birdshot ever for personal defense, because this chart is from the FBI database, and what they took these shots at 32 feet or so, 30, I think it was 32 feet, and they fired it out of a revolver. So you're already losing a lot with birdshot. So birdshot is definitely a no-go. I mean, unless you're gonna be running it through a derringer and you're doing a cut shell or a wax slug where you pour wax onto the BBs and make it a slug, then maybe. But birdshot is definitely out of the question. And this birdshot is what these people are constantly talking about. They push these, lead ball and these bird shots. This is the data that they're going based off of. They are skipping over these rounds and the ones at the top. They skip over them. They say they don't exist. They don't care. It's bullshit. No, look, triple aught buckshot, 11.4 inches or 15.2. That's definitely lethal. That is more than enough. And keep in mind, out of a 410 Derringer, you're using 2 3/4 to 3 inch shells, depending on the make and model and whatnot. But the 2 3/4 inch for buckshot, you are looking at 4 to 5 or 4 to 6 balls in there. So you're talking about hitting somebody with a 32 4 to 6 times with one shot. If you're using both barrels of a Derringer, you're talking 6 to 10 to 12 shots from a 32 at the same time. I mean, that's devastating. And if you're working with a revolver, you fire off 5-6 rounds, you're talking some major damage. Because people constantly go, well, it flies everywhere, and it's like, no, it doesn't. It doesn't. Not at defensive distance. I mean, hell, look at Tal Florida Mouse and all those other guys. They're pumping out this buckshot and all this stuff, and they're putting it on a target as big as a flak vest or the dummy, and it's all being caught in that vest, and they're doing it from defensive distance. How is it that people aren't picking this up? You think, oh, shotgun, it's a spread. It's a spread. That's how it's designed. It's like, yeah, it's designed to spread at a distance. It's not from, 0 to 10, 15 feet. Your spread is orange, the size of an orange. It's ridiculous that people don't understand this. And here we go with the velocities and everything. Let's see. This down here, this one here is BB, the copper disc BB plated. So 708, 698 for the Winchester copper disc BB through with bare gelatin. And then we go 643 Hornady critical defense. That's 41 caliber and 35 caliber. So I mean, look at that. Here, dang it, anyway. This stuff here. Which way am I going? Yeah, there we go. Yeah. This is what I'm talking about. Oh, it's a 40 cal and a 35 cal and 40, 41. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. People think, oh, well, they picture in their head. They picture in their head it's a shotgun shell, so it's birdshot. No. Oh, well, birdshot and buckshot's the same thing. No, it's not. You're talking something from, look at the top line of this. Personal defense, number 4, lead shot, 821 feet per second, 4 inches of penetration in bare gelatin. That, then look at the diameter. 1 inch. 1 inch. The triple-aught buck, little over quarter inch. This down here, like half inch. I mean, this drives me nuts that people are constantly wrong. I mean, wrong about ballistics of a 410. I mean, I've got multiple 410s. I've got Derringers. I've got them all. Revolvers, Derringers, single shots. I've got them all. And people think, well, you can't do this. I've gone out to my property and shot through a steel door that's left there from a Mercedes and lodged the rounds into steel pipes behind the door. And we're talking, 15 feet. At my property, I've had to put down 2 javelina on my property that were coming at me. Both times, it was with my 410 using PDX-1 rounds. Single shot, put them down. Oh, but it won't stop a human. It stopped 150 to 200 pound javelina. I mean, these guys are pretty big. It drives me nuts. And seeing all these people. Let's see. They're like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't drop them, and it's like, yeah, larger size javelina or wild pigs. See, there's a big difference here because we've got javelina and we've got wild pigs in our state, and they look similar, but it's very crazy because javelina, you're talking like 80 to 100 pounds on the big side, and then the wild pigs, which look almost identical, they're like 150, 200 pounds. They're big motherfuckers. And I've dropped these big pigs that are bigger than my dogs, and it takes one shot with a 410 as long as you hit, head or side. And the first one that I had to deal with, or dispatch, I hit it, past the head, right in the neck. Like if I'm down like this, like a javelina, it went right here, and it went lungs and heart. The second one charged and then turned, and I broadsided it. And it's like, these people, oh, you can't take out a human with that. And it's like, if I can take out a pig with tough hide, then I can take out a human. If I can do that from, 5 to 10 feet, then I could do that from 5 to 10 feet with a human. The ballistic data does not lie. You're talking about birdshot. Every chart that shows birdshot, there is no penetration. No penetration. It drives me nuts that so many people think that shotgun self-defense only counts if it's 12 gauge. It makes no sense. Oh, you can't do personal defense with anything other than 12 gauge. 20 gauge works. 410 works. It works. Hell, the 45 caliber CCI little bird pellet rodent jobs. Those things will kill a human. You shoot somebody in the face with one of those from 5 feet away, they're dead. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. People constantly run to this whole idea that 410 is a junk round unless you're hunting birds with a long barrel. And it's like, this is all data from a revolver. Out of a Derringer, because it doesn't have that gas escape, you have an increase in this. This is data from a revolver. This is data from a revolver. You put this do the same exact test with a 6-inch Bond Arms Derringer, and you'll see these numbers increase. No doubt about it. The numbers will increase because you're increasing the pressure and force behind the bullet. And I'm so sick of people with low IQs who can't outthink a toaster saying, well, I tried to shoot a pterodactyl with a 410 and he took it away from me and then gave me a wedgie. I shot a ghost werewolf with it once, and the bullets just bounced off and turned into fairies. It's a bunch of bullshit. I'm tired of hearing that I shot an armadillo. I mean, seriously, it's been overplayed. The whole I shot an armadillo thing, that's from the 50s, and the dude shot an armadillo with a 22. And it wasn't even a 22 long rifle, it was a 22 short from one of those little freaking starter pistol things. and it hit the armadillo at an angle and it bounced off, and it's like I'm tired of that freaking analogy and people saying that they're the ones that did it. I mean, I've literally seen it posted by like 30 different people in the past 6 months, and it's like every time I read it, I go to their page to see if it's a bot account, and it's never a bot account. It's an actual person. Now it's like, and it's always old guys. It's always old guys that say it. And then when it's people saying that, oh, I was trained in whatever, and 410 it won't even break the skin. They're always young dudes, and they're always talking about birdshot because they don't understand all these other rounds. They don't. They have no clue what these other rounds are. So, I mean, that's about it. I mean, I'm just sick and tired of stupid people arguing that 410 isn't good for defense. It is. You take a 410 Derringer or a 410 revolver in your home, down a hallway, at the store, dealing with a nut job, in your car with a carjacker, you've got better ballistics than a 38 special. You've got better ballistics than a 9mm. You've got better ballistics than a 45 ACP. Plain and simple, and the ballistics do not lie. So, sit down, shut up, and quit saying it's not a good round, and it is.